Good morning, or rather, it is afternoon now. And no, you're not seeing things. It is Monday and not Friday, right? You
Yes.
said, you say to yourself, is it Friday? Because they normally you come on Friday. Well, no, it is Monday. Due to some technical difficulties on Friday, we decided to broadcast today on this beautiful Monday. And so this is another edition of the CareSouth Carolina Community Live Podcast. I am the SAC Director, Director of Community Social and Community Service for CareSouth Carolina, Mark Calhoun. I'm always here with my partner in crime,
This is Daniel
and he
Myers.
is driving.
I am driving, and I am the MATSUD Program Director for CareSouth Carolina. But I'm holding it in the road, though. I am holding it in the road.
Yeah, so he on remote location today. I'm glad he can join us today because we have a very special episode of Community Care South Carolina Community Live Podcast today. We have two very important people today that could provide some potential information that's going to benefit a whole lot of people. A whole lot of people. So we have our wonderful HR department today.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna step out the
Hi.
way. Yeah, say wave again, ladies. Hey, how you doing? All right. So I'm going to step out of the way for a second, and I'm going to let these ladies introduce themselves, tell us a little bit about themselves and what they do here at Care South Carolina. Ladies, y'all have the floor.
Hi, I am Denise Ellis. I am the Chief Personnel Officer here at CareSouth Carolina. I have been with this wonderful organization for over 15 years now, and we do a lot. It's hard to, I don't think that we could put it all in the hour that we have available. In human resources, we take care of our employees as our primary responsibility. We do all of the hiring, processing applicant applications, onboarding for new employees, getting them enrolled in benefits, um, growing them within the organization, making sure that our folks are in the right jobs for their talents that they have. That's just a few of the things. Um, with the recruiting, we do have a lot going on. I will let the lady beside me introduce herself because she is our expert at recruiting.
Huh. Hey everybody, I am Tamara Hilton. I am the HR office and recruiter. I have been with CareSouth now for 10 years, 10 plus years. And like Denise said, human resources has a lot going on, and we're involved with a lot of things dealing with the employees at CareSouth. Currently, we're recruiting. If any go to our website, we have a lot of open positions, and hopefully, me and Denise will be able to share with you today about the open positions that we have available at CareSouth and kind of help you through the application process, et cetera, et cetera. But we'll get started in a few minutes. Wait on my Rick.
All right. All right. All right. So, Denise, if you could just kind of start by telling us a little bit about um I guess we start with the onboarding position for CareSouth. Is that what we want to start, Daniel?
I think
We
that would
want
be. That'd be a good spot. That'd be a good place to start.
okay. Talk about how if someone let's start at the beginning, I guess. If someone's interested in a position at CareSouth Carolina, what was their first step?
Forgive us, we're trying to adjust our camera. So
That's
the first thing, the best place for someone that is interested in employment is our website. Everyone is familiar with our website, www.caresouth-carolina.com. When you get to the website, in the upper right-hand corner, there is a tab for careers. If you click on that career opportunity tab, you will be able to see every open position that we currently have available at CareSouth. If you see one that is of particular interest to you, they need only click on that tab, and it will open up a full page that will give them an overview of the position, pretty much a summary of the job and its responsibilities. It will also list on that page the educational requirements, the skills and ability, tell you where the job is located, as well as the that one would work in that position. Near the bottom of the page where you're looking at the job, there's always a little blurb that says, click here to apply. And if you click on that link, it is going to take you directly into our applicant tracking system. We use an integrated system through Kronos that is tied in with our health management system. So all of our applicants will then be a quick link for us. When we hire you, we can automatically start the onboarding for you. But once you apply, our recruiters get to have your information. We will have a copy of your application, your resume. We can see every job that you're interested in. We also now have the ability to apply you for jobs manually. And we do that sometimes if we have an applicant that we look at their resume and we think, wow, this would be a wonderful candidate for the community health worker position we have available, for example. And we can manually apply that person to the job. We see that they're a good fit. So our recruiters will often call folks and say, hey, you applied for this job and it's already been filled, but I have your information, so I'm contacting you about another job. And we hire a lot of employees that way. We literally have, thousands. Do you know how many thousand applicants are in the system?
It's 1,000 plus. I mean, there's no way to keep a count on them really, as far as the application process goes. Just to kind of add some stuff to what Denise was saying, even when you apply for the position, it's just the process that we go through to review all those applicants. It's very important in the application process that you put all the information relating to that position that you feel that you qualify for, because that will determine whether we select your application for further review at that point. It's very important for any applicant to make sure that they're putting the right qualifications, the right experience down on their resume, or even, application. I talked to someone this morning and it was very limited information, but discussing with her over the phone, because she called to check up on her application, it gave me the time to screen her. So even screening that applicant, just kind of letting them know, look, it's important to put your information on the application, because if not, it will determine whether a recruiter selects your application for further review.
So Denise, you talked about earlier, you said one word that stood out to me. You said fit. You see if they're the right fit for the position. Talk to us about why that's important.
Well, it's hard to determine a fit on a resume. I want to say that, but we can only provide the best care to our patients if we have the right people in the right positions. And if you don't have the education or the background that's needed for a particular job, you're not going to be able to be successful. And it is very important to us at CareSouth that our employees are successful. And in thinking about fit, we can determine fit a little better once we get to the screening process and the interview process, because soft skills, I have found, are far more important than the hard skills. We can teach, for most of our positions, we can teach someone the steps required to do a job, but we cannot teach someone um, how to act necessarily, how to interact with the public, how to care. We have service standards here at CareSouth, and when we are looking to hire new employees, we are looking to see if someone has those service standards more closely than we're looking to see what college they attended or what their duties were at their last job. So the service standards at CareSouth, what we are looking for whoever's watching, this is what we need you to have. We are looking for you to have the ability to jitter. And that means we're looking for you to have joy, integrity, teamwork, excellence, and respect. You need to exhibit these in your professional life, your personal life. You need to be that person. Um, if you don't have joy, integrity, teamwork, excellence, and respect, um, you're not going to fit with CareSouth. Those are really, really important characteristics that we are looking for.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Those are very, very important attributes to have coming into CareSouth. So let's take it through, because as you think, fit is definitely important because, like for instance, you, I wouldn't be a great fit for maintenance. 'Cause you don't want me near a hammer and a nail, so I might hurt something or hurt me. Um, but so let's get to the next step. Say I found a job that I want. I apply for that position, and I'm selected for an interview. I get that call, and they say, "Come on down to HR. We want to talk to you." Take me through that process.
Okay, once you have been called and scheduled to be interviewed for that, usually it's going to be a recruiter along with a manager, or not a manager or two managers. It all depends on the positions at that current time. Usually the interviewing process doesn't last any longer than 30 minutes. But before we even have the interview, we also send documentation and paperwork over to that applicant for them to complete and fill out. And it's pretty much just an authorization to do a person's background check just in case they're selected for the position. We don't do it on everybody, just the applicants that are selected for the position. Again, the interviewing process is like a 30-minute process. Versus recruiter and maybe a manager or two. We ask simple questions, and like Denise said, we want them to jitter. Even in the interviewing process, being able to answer the questions clearly. Not only is there time for them to interview, for us to interview them, but it's a time for them to interview us. So it's very important for the applicant to have important questions for us as well, because that also determines whether or not that person, as Denise said, fit for our organization. We want to make sure they have that passion. We want to make sure, because working for a community health center, and we have been here for years and years and years, we kind of know the right fit has to have the compassion to work in our organization. Sometimes it's hard to determine. Even the 30-minute process won't determine whether that person is a good fit until that person is actually on the job. And
Right.
and as you all know, we have the 90-day process to where what the candidate is still interviewing even on day one. That's how I look at it. On day one, they're still interviewing for the position because they may not be a good fit for that particular position. But at the same time, as a recruiter, I'm always looking, even in interviewing, will this person be a good fit for another position. Hold on for a second, Mark.
Yeah, you go.
So in the interviewing process, because I'm say if I'm interviewing for somebody for an office position, and I feel like they have good skills, set education background, we may have a CHW position that's open. I may say, hey, have you considered the CHW position? At that time, not disregarding the current position that we're interviewing for, but as a recruiter, I'm keeping the open mind to say, hey, this person may be a good fit here or there. So once the interviewing process is through, if that candidate is selected, at that time I will let the candidate know that they were selected for the position. That does not mean that it's an official that has been made for the applicant to be an employee of the but it does mean that we're going to start the background check.
Forgive us for having battery almost dead technical issues.
Hey, listen. Hey, don't worry about it. We do. We go with it. That's technology for you.
Right.
But like I was saying, once we complete the authorization and everything, authorization background check, we make an official offer. At that time, we discuss with them the orientation process. Even though it has been discussed in the interviewing process, we discuss it over and over again because we want all our applicants to know what is expected and what CareSouth, all the rules and regulations that we're living through CareSouth.
One of the things I'd like to add about the interviewing process is thing that COVID has done for us is it's enabled us to finally embrace technology. Although Tamara and I don't seem to be embracing it too well today, the majority of our interviews are done.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we're doing Zoom interviews. We are getting back to some interviews, but the majority are Zoom.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah. I guess that's the silver lining for COVID. It made it. I won't say a little bit easier, but we've had to adjust and been able to adjust well to conditions for COVID. So now I've gotten an offer from South Carolina. I'm happy. I'm jumping around because I'm going to work for one of the greatest organizations um, in the state of South Carolina and in the PD region.
Yeah.
What's next for me?
Well, the next thing for you is we start the onboarding process. Um, we really do onboarding. There was a time not so long ago at CareSouth when an employee orientation would last 2 to 3 days. Um, everybody knows what orientation is like on any job.
You're right.
Boring, boring, boring. It's sitting in that room doing all those trainings, doing all that paperwork, But we've been able to use our learning management system that we use. It's called Relias. We've been able to load all of the employee mandatory trainings into that system. So when we hire someone, you've been hired, welcome, welcome, and you're going to be here in 2 weeks. What happens is our training coordinator, who is located in HR, she reaches out to that new employee with all of their credentials, their username and password to get in our system. And she has already pre-assigned their orientation in that platform. And that employee can now log on from home. I'm referring to them as employee. That future employee can log on to the Relias platform and complete their orientation before they ever walk into the door. There are a lot of trainings that we require as a community health care center. CareSouth in particular, we are accredited by the Joint Commission. So there are trainings that are required to meet the Joint Commission standards. We have trainings that are required because we're a patient-centered medical home. And there are also trainings that are required just from HRSA because we are an FQE. So that employee can tackle all of those trainings before their first day. Now, CareSouth, unlike a lot of organizations, we do pay those employees for all of the time they spend preparing to come to work for us. Depending on the role, it could be anywhere from 12 to 16 hours training, and they are compensated for that on their first paycheck. But that training is complete, and then when they walk in their door for their now only 1 day orientation, almost everything is done on that first day at CareSouth. It is in Human Resources, and they complete all of the required paperwork that is necessary. You know, IRS won't let us get by without doing that I-9, so we've got to complete all of that paperwork. The new employee will meet our benefits administrator and get signed up for get their enrollment done for insurance and all of that necessary paperwork that every employer requires. There are some additional trainings that we do in HR face-to-face. So those are completed on the first day. You get your employee badge. And we will give instruction on where that employee is to go the next day. So the orientation process actually continues after that day one. They will go to whatever location has been assigned for them to start training. Each of our departments has a technical advisor, so it's typically our technical advisors that do the training. And depending on the job, how long it takes for someone to really get into the swing of it will depend on how long that lasts. It could be anywhere from 3 days to 2 weeks. And then that employee will work with a mentor in their site. But I like to think that orientation is a continuing process. You know, it doesn't end quickly. What I tell every new employee that comes through the door is we will be here to get you oriented and get you trained until you feel you don't need it anymore. We're not just going to throw you out there. So the orientation process is not a set number of days. It's not set in stone.
Okay, sounds good. So you had mentioned just a few minutes ago, you mentioned benefits. Can you just kind of go into some of the benefits that an employee at CareSouth Carolina may look forward to once they're hired?
Sure.
I can. Well, CareSouth has PIBA health insurance. PIBA is pretty much a part of very similar to Blue Cross Blue Shield. We have the savings plan and the standard plan. Overall, our benefits is the cafeteria plan, which you pick and choose what benefits you may need for you and your family. So let's give an example. If I'm a single mother of 3 kids, I may come in and talk to the benefits administrator. I tell her that my kids is already covered up under their father's insurance, so they have some other type of insurance. That at that point, I can choose between savings or standard. When I used to be a benefits administrator years ago, I used to always say, tell the person, I said, okay, tell me, what are you looking for as health insurance? Everybody is different. So at that time, I discussed with them the insurance, the deductibles, and everything as far as the insurance goes. And then they'll pick what plan they're wanting to have. Then it goes down to the dental plan. Again, if the kids have insurance, they don't have to add the dental part to the insurance. So that mother would be able to pick dental for self. But if the kids don't have vision, then she can say, I want it for myself and for my kids. Same thing with the life insurance. So CareSouth does have the standard and the savings plan. The savings plan is usually, that's going to save you money now. I mean, you don't have to pay that much towards insurance. The standard plan, you're paying more out of your pocket, but your deductible is so much lesser than with the savings plan. The savings plans always have a higher deductible. We also have other outside insurance too that we deal with our employees, just to pretty much give them that additional. For example, short-term disability. CareSouth doesn't offer the short-term disability part of it, but we have other companies like Colonial and Affleck that offers that to our employees. The benefits administrator usually gets that set up with the employee on day one of their employment. Someone will contact the employees and kind of orient them on the benefits that we do have. Outside of just the health insurance and health benefits, we do have other benefits dealing with paid time off and sick time. All that is benefits that I believe ties right all into the health insurance as well. Because if they utilize the sick time appropriately and not take advantage of it, then the sick time can be there to help offset whatever the short-term disability, if they haven't chosen it or if they chose the short-term disability.
I'll add on a little bit to that. We at CareSouth are one of the few organizations who still separate out sick and vacation and holiday time. I am very pleased that we do not have a lumped paid time off. Our employees, brand new employees, will accumulate each month. We have 8.25 hours in sick time that accumulates each month, 9 hours of vacation time. So for a brand new employee, you have close to 3 hours of vacation a year, right from the start. We have 11 paid holidays that we observe. Nope, that's changed. We now have 12. Juneteenth is now an official holiday. We have 12 paid holidays that we observe each year. Tamara told you a little bit about the insurance. It is PEBA, the Public Employee Benefits. It is the same insurance that any of your state officials, your teachers have, your policemen have. The wonderful thing for the employee about the insurance, well, there are a couple of wonderful things. One, you can't really find better insurance. It's fantastic insurance. But the really great thing is that CareSouth, not the employee, CareSouth pays 75% of the cost of the employee's health insurance. And that 75% is applicable whether you are just insuring yourself as an employee or if you're insuring the entire family. Regardless, CareSouth pays 75% of the cost of your health insurance benefits. In addition, we do have at CareSouth both dental and chiropractic services. And as an employee, you recognize a cost savings for those services. So for dental, the employee is only responsible for 50% of the balance after your dental insurance is paid. So whatever the amount is due after the same applicable for the chiropractic. Our insurance automatically gives you $2,000 in coverage a year for chiropractic services. It is wonderful, wonderful. At CareSouth, we also have an amazing wellness program. We have been so excited to offer that service for our employees. It is helping us to all get healthier. It's helping us to be able to get educated on what a healthy lifestyle looks like. And one of the huge benefits of participating in our wellness program, and I would like to say you don't have to reach these huge goals to be able to benefit. Any one of our employees that is a participant of the wellness program also has the option, if they choose, to get a gym membership at Fitness World, and CareSouth pays for the cost of that membership 100%. If you have not done so well on some of your wellness goals that you set, oh, I see it. Yep. If you, like me, has let COVID get the best of you, and you put on a couple of pounds, and your blood pressure's gone up a little bit, that's okay. We still want you to get to the gym. We still want you to get healthy. CareSouth is going to pay for you to do that, even if you haven't done so great this past 6 months. And those are just some of the big benefits. Now, for our providers, they get extra things, continuing education and all of that. But some of the other things that we have is, if you're a staff member that has to wear uniforms, you have the ability to purchase those uniforms locally and use payroll deduction. Those are some of the big bits. There are a lot of untangible things, or things that you can't really measure, that are a benefit. I will tell you, it's a benefit, and I'm not to be funny, but just to be a part of this organization, that's the biggest benefit for me, just to be a part of it.
I totally agree with that. I absolutely agree.
So, Marek, I got a question for Marek. Is there what positions do we have available now that people can go online and apply for?
Well, the crucial positions that I'm recruiting for are, okay, we have 6 LPN positions that's open currently: Bisbee, Hartsville, Rose, the call center, Society Hill. So that is one of the biggest positions that I'm hiring for. With the LPN positions, we're actually doing $1,000 sign-on bonuses. So if you know anybody in the community that wants to come work for CareSouth, a great organization like CareSouth, please have them contact me. Not only is that, we also have medical assistant, RMA, CMA positions that's also out there as well. Clinical assistant in Society Hill, certified assistant in Society Hill, RMA, lab, Rose, vaccinator position that's out there. So if they're ended, we're doing $650 sign-on bonus for the medical assistant. So if you know of anybody, please send them my way. And as a benefit to our employees also, if you refer them over, and we have a program too that we try to give back to our employees as well. So employees, go ahead, talk to those friends, tell them that CareSouth are looking for LPNs and RMAs that's out there. Also, we are also looking for administrative assistants. housekeepers, patient advocates. We have, like Denise spoke earlier, CareSouth is spread out all over the PD. And a lot of these positions are in the Latter, Lakeview area, Society Hill, Bennettsville area. So please think about our referral program first and foremost. Not only that, let them know that we're doing sign-on bonuses as well.
Tamara doesn't even know this yet, so this is going to be a surprise for her on the podcast today. Just like
breaking news. Breaking news.
I love making surprise announcements. We are expanding our employee referral program. We've been thinking about it a lot, and Ann Lewis and I recently had a conversation just the end of last week, talking about how valuable every single person is at CareSouth. Every single position has great importance. So, we don't want you to just refer doctors or nurses or medical assistants. We need you to refer front office. We need you to refer community health workers. We need you to refer housekeepers. So I'm not going to announce any figures just yet. We're still trying to nail that down. But we're going to have an employee referral bonus for every job at CareSouth.
Okay.
So if you refer someone and they are hired, yep, money. So this is going to really excite employees, because honestly, I think a large number of people that we hire have actually been referred by someone else. They'll tell them, go on the website and apply for this job. But we don't know, because they don't necessarily put down the employee's name. So we don't know that they were necessarily referred. But yeah, we want you to refer people that you know that are dependable and know how to jitter, and are going to be good employees. We are actually changing the way we pay out that referral bonus. The structure, what it's going to look like, it will be somewhere along the lines of, once that new employee has made it through their first 90 days, you as the referring employee will be paid 50% at referral bonus. Once that employee has made it to 180 days, we will pay you the other 50% of that bonus.
Okay.
So it's pretty exciting. Okay. Now, there are some other positions. Actually, there are a lot of positions that Tamara didn't talk about. Mr. Marette Calhoun, the great and wonderful one on here, he is needing some community health workers to add to his team all over the PD. It is very important to have that person to be able to be a bridge between the patient or community member and our clinical staff. Those community health workers are crucial. I think he has 5 of those positions available. I am looking for also someone very strong to work as a site administrator in Bennettsville. That site administrator will oversee the Bennettsville Center, Bennettsville Women's Services, and the Bennettsville Pediatric Office. So looking for that is a crucial role. Another key position that we will have is actually a brand new position that we have added. Our mobile and off-site services so much. We now need some help in that area. Jerry Andrews, a wonderful nurse practitioner with our organization who was all her focus to that. Recently promoted to Associate Medical Director. Congratulations, Jerry. So we've had to add the position of Roads and Offsite Services Program Manager. So if you are an employee of CareSouth, looking to grow into a management role and you have the attributes we need, apply. Or if you are not currently an employee of CareSouth, but are interested, go to our website and apply for that. We have some positions in our call center that we are looking to for customer service representatives. It's extremely important right now that we add some bilingual staff. So if you know of any individuals that are bilingual that would be a good fit, I would encourage you to get those folks to apply as well.
Wow, that's a lot.
Did we miss
That's
As medical assistants, office assistants. Also, we're looking for those positions. We have quite a few of those in Society Hill and Lakeview. Let's see what else. And with the bilingual customer service position, please, they have to speak an additional language fluently. That's the key, fluently.
fluent. Yeah.
Preferably Spanish.
Absolutely. So let me ask you about those recruitment bonuses. So if I could persuade Daniel to resign and then I recommend him for his same position and y'all hire him back, can I get paid?
Yeah, only if I get half.
Hey,
Don't be silly.
hey, gotta try to hustle somehow, you know. So this has been wonderful. A lot of great information. So you talked about the positions we have open. You talked about how I can apply for those positions. You talked about once I'm selected for an interview, what's that process? We talked about once I am hired on, how that process goes. And you talked about the potential benefits, the benefits you would have as an employee of CareSouth Carolina. A lot of benefits many organizations may not have. And you know, the beauty of that is you all are always working and thinking of other benefits and ways that we can enhance the employee experience at CareSouth Carolina. Just like we on the medical side, we want to enhance our patient experience. You know, you guys work to enhance our employee experience, and so and for that, we appreciate HR for everything they do in that particular realm.
Marek,
Yes, sir.
can I say something to him real quick?
Yo, go ahead.
I just want y'all to know that if it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't have a job.
So, I could honestly say the same here. I always tell my story. You know, when I retired from the police department and decided I wanted to go back to work 8 months later, the particular position I was hired for, that application process had closed. And if it wasn't for Denise, you know, and you go back to FIT again, all the way back, it's been a little over 14 years now that I've been with CareSouth Carolina. We talk about FIT. I got lucky that my resume application actually hit her desk. And if it wasn't for that, I don't know what I'd be doing right now. Probably at Walmart somewhere as a door greeter. Now they're happily done. So, and for that, I'm always grateful. I tell her that all the time. If it wasn't for her, I probably wouldn't be here. So, So yes, this was a wonderful segment, wonderful information that was provided for to us by HR and Denise and Tamara. Um, you know, I'm gonna put y'all on the spot for a little bit because I'm gonna say we'd love to make this a regular occurrence. Maybe I mean, not every week, but maybe like every 6 to 8 months. Just come on and kind of give us a kind of a refresher on what's going on in HR, anything that's new within the organization or within the department, and then, maybe what we have available out there on the board for some of the folks out here that are looking to come to this wonderful organization. I meet people all the time that say, "Oh man, how do I get on at CareSouth Carolina? I hear so much about you guys." Well, go back, listen to this podcast, and you'll know that's how you. This is how you get on with CareSouth Carolina, because they took you to from the time you look at the on your screen to the time you actually get the job and start working for CareSouth Carolina, and we appreciate you for that.
We would love to do, and things are constantly changing and improving. 6 to 8 months from now, up we will have in HR. And I would like to say to Marek and Daniel, I appreciate you both so much. And I'm getting older and I can't remember a lot of things now, but I remember both of you specifically applying for employment at CareSouth all those years ago, and literally going through that process. Back then, we had the paper applications that we filled out and stapled that resume to the application. But I remember both of you, separately, of course, pulling those and setting them in my special folder of people that I've got to come back to that we really need to hire. And you had the attributes that we were looking for. And I just want to say again, when we're looking for those soft skills, we mean it. Of course, you guys both had hard skills too. That's not what I mean. But you were so enthusiastic and you were jittering from the time I met you. So yeah, that's what we're looking for. And if you tell people nothing else, these folks that you're referring, and that's the key thing. You need to tell them above all else that they need to have joy, integrity, teamwork, excellence, and respect. And we will be able to see it. That's one thing we're really good at in HR. We can see it. We know when it's there. And right. You guys had it, and you're still here.
Hey,
me too.
Appreciate it. That's right. Absolutely. That's right, Tamara. That's right. Well, thank you again for coming on with us, and we look forward to having you back on the show, and continuing the conversation and giving us further updates on what's going on in HR. So if you want more information about any positions that are at CareSouth Carolina, or any information about CareSouth Carolina and our services, you can reach us at www.caresouth-carolina.com, or you can contact us at 866-498-0399, 866-498-0399. And as always, if you need assistance with anything such as SNAP and any other benefits, you can also reach us at those aforementioned social media contact and phone number. So thank you again, ladies, for joining us on to the CareSouth Carolina Community Live podcast. And until next time, we will see you. Don't go away before we get off, okay? Just stick around. But thanks, everybody, and enjoy your Monday.